Hello, everybody. My name's David, and I'm going to read you a story for school. So, yeah, just sit back and let me tell you the Pardoner's Tale. Long before 6 one morning, three boosters sat in a tavern drinking. They heard a bell clanging in front of a corpse being carried to its grave. One of them called out to the servant, "Go ask whose corpse passes by, and be careful to get the name right." "Sir," said the boy, "I don't have to ask. I heard his name 2 hours before you got here. He was an old friend of yours. Suddenly last night, sitting up on his bench, drunk as can be, he was killed. The stealthy thief people called Death cut his heart in two with a spear, and went away without saying a word. He slays all people in this country. He's killed thousands with the plague, master. It seems to me that before you run into such an enemy, you better be careful. Be ready to meet him at any time. That's what my mother taught me. I say no more." "By St. Mary," said the barkeeper, "the boy tells the truth. This year, in a large village over a mile from here, Death has killed men, women, children, servants, and pages. I believe he lives there. It would be wise to be careful, lest he hurt you." "God's arms!" cries the wastrel. "Is he so dangerous to meet? By God's honorable bones, I'll look for him in every highway and street. Listen, friends, we three have been as one. Let's swear to be one another's brothers and slay this false traitor, Death. By God's honor, he who kills so many will himself be killed before night." The three of them promised to live and die for one another, as if they'd been born brothers. They rushed out in a drunken fury and started towards the village the barkeeper had told them about. They swore terrible oaths on Christ's blessed wounded body that Death would be dead, if only they could find him. They hadn't gone half a mile when they came to a fence. They were about to climb over it when they met a poor old man. Humbly he greeted them. "Lords, may God keep you." The proudest replied, "Bad luck to you, fellow. Why are you all wrapped up, so only your face shows? Why did you live to be so old?" The old man looked straight at him and said, "Because I couldn't find a man in city or town, though I walked all the way to India. Who would trade his youth for my old age? So I must remain old as I am for as long as God wills. Death won't take my life. I walk around like a restless prisoner, knocking on earth with my stick, crying, 'Mother, see how I waste away, flesh, blood, and skin. When shall my bones rest? Let me in.' Yet she won't do me that favor, so my face has turned pale and withered. But, gentlemen, it's impolite of you to speak so rudely to an old man who's neither done nor said anything to harm you. In holy writings you can read, 'Stand up when you meet an old, white-haired man.' I'll give you this advice. Don't insult an old man now, if you don't want to be insulted when you're old, if you should live so long. God be with you, wherever you travel. Now I must go where I must go." Immediately the second gambler said, "No, old fellow, not so. By St. John, you won't get away from us so easily. You just spoke of that traitor Death who killed all our friends in this country. You're his spy. Tell us where he is, or you'll suffer for it by God's holy sacrament. You and he are working together to kill you young people like us, you lying thief." "Now, gentlemen," the old man replied, "if you're so anxious to find Death, turn up this crooked road. I left him in that groove under a tree, and there he'll stay. May God who saved mankind save you." So said this old man. Each of the rioters ran till he came to that tree. There they found nearly 8 bushels of round gold florins. They didn't go looking for Death any longer. They were so glad to see all the bright, beautiful money that they sat down by the precious treasure. The worst of them spoke first. "Brothers," he said, "listen to me. Though I fool around, I'm smart. Chance has led us to this treasure so that we can live our lives enjoying ourselves. We'll spend it as easily as we got it. By God's precious honor. Whoever thought we'd be so lucky? We should carry this gold to my house or yours, because you know perfectly well it belongs to us. But we don't dare do that in daylight. People would say we're thieves and hang us for this treasure that's rightfully ours. We have to carry it away at night, as secretly, as carefully as possible. I suggest we draw lots. The one who pulls the short straw will run to town and bring back bread and wine. The other two will watch this treasure. When it's dark, We'll carry it wherever we decide is best." Then one of them brought straws in his fist and told them to draw and look to see which one the choice would fall. It fell on the youngest, and he immediately rushed off to town. As soon as he was gone, one of the two remaining said to the other, "You're my sworn brother. I'll tell you something that'll prove worth listening to. Here's plenty of gold to be divided among the three of us. But if I could fix it so that it were divided between us two only, wouldn't I have done you a favor, like a good friend?" The other replied, "I don't know how you can do that. Our companion knows perfectly well the gold is here with us. How could we get it? What can we say to him?" "Can you keep a secret?" said the first scoundrel. "I'll tell you what we'll do." "I swear," said the other, "I won't betray you." "Well then," said the first, "you know where two, and two are stronger than one. When he sits down, you get up immediately as if you were meant to have some fun with him. And while you're struggling with him as if you were playing, I'll thrust him through both sides with my dagger, and you'll do the same with yours. Then all this gold will be divided between you and I. We'll be able to do whatever we want and play with the dice whenever we feel like it." And so, as I've told you, it was agreed between these two scoundrels to murder the thief. The youngest, on his way to town, in his imagination, figured these beautiful, bright new florins. "Oh Lord," he said, "if I could have all this treasure to myself, there's no man living under God's throne who'd be as happy as I." Finally, our enemy, the devil, put it in his head that he should buy poison to kill his two friends. But the devil can destroy only those who are already on their way to damnation. He hurried into town to a pharmacist, whom he begged for poison to put down rats. He said there was also a weasel in his yards killing his chickens. He would get revenge, if he could, on the vermin that attacked him at night. The pharmacist replied, "I'll give you a mixture so powerful there isn't a creature in the world who wouldn't die immediately from eating or drinking an amount no bigger than a kernel of wheat. The poison is so strong that it kills in less time than it takes you to walk a mile." The criminal took the box of poison in his hand and ran to the next street. From a man he borrowed 3 big bottles. Into he poured the poison. The third he kept for his own drink. He planned to work all night carrying the gold away by himself. When he filled his 3 bottles with wine, he returned again to his companions. There's no need to go on. Just as earlier they had planned his death, so they killed him. When that was done, one of them said, "Now let's drink and enjoy ourselves. Afterward we'll bury his body." As luck would have it, he took a poisoned bottle and drank, and gave it to his friend to drink too. They were both killed. Before they died, they suffered from the most horrible symptoms of poisoning ever described in the medical book. So these murders and false poisoner met death. Okay, so that was me reading the story. I hope you like it. There you go. Bye.